Welcome back to Tran Wins Shadow of Mordor. Today I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to have Shadowplay record the footage, and I'm going to have Open Broadcasting Studio record the audio. If this doesn't work, then I guess I'll do post-game commentary using Audacity. We had finished the story, and I think I completed everything in it. So now it's time to apply ourselves at the DLC, Lord of the Hunt. Play the Lord of the Hunt campaign, going Torvin to take down an army of beastmaster warchiefs that have invaded Nurd.
I do not have time for another one of your hunts, Master Dwarf.
Ah, but this is your hunt, Captain. There's a pack of war chiefs just arrived in Nurn. Call themselves beastmasters.
That does sound like my kind of prey. What do I need to know?
I know you're familiar with the Caragors. I taught you everything you know about them. But let me tell you about their cousins from
Torvin, what of the war chiefs? You didn't bring me here just to hunt another wild cat, did you?
Just to hunt on. Pay attention, Captain. These Caragors are a silent, stealthy breed from beyond Nurn. And they can sneak up on just about anything. And what's worse, this new beast tamer has been burning the brushlands to the north. He means to capture them and break their will. Twist them into Sauron's war machine.
Every war chief is a scourge upon this land. Beastmaster or no, I will end them.
Whoa, slow down. First thing we need to do is foil their plans. And I see no better way of doing that than using the very same Caragors against this orcish scum.
Show me how to find one of these creatures, then.
Gladly, Captain. There's a Caragor hiding in those bushes. There it is. Go get him.
This beast does look useful.
Looks the same as a Caragor to me. A little less scaly, maybe. Hold left shift to sneak. Sneaking, press left mouse button to perform mounted stealth kill. While above an Uruk, hold left shift and press left click to perform mounted aerial stealth kill.
Excellent! Now listen, there's an Uruk camp nearby. It's where they're bringing their captured beasts. I suggest you take your new pet and prowl up to them unnoticed.
Is what he's got the same thing as what I've got? Except with more horns? Anyways, I noticed that my weapons are no longer iron or wraith forged.
Don't ever try to skip out of weapons drills. Here, you don't want the boss getting riled up. Kill that cannibal!
They may not have been my objective, but it got me kind of.
Patrol around the hollow. Make sure you look up just in case. Yeah, I had
Anyways, they weren't my objective, but they did give me a chance to get familiar with the creature. Sneak attack. Really, you don't see this. And you had that coming.
I've never once gone in a cave and not been attacked by something. That's a good way of keeping your senses.
Really, you're just gonna sit there. You're an idiot.
Very good, Captain. Their plans are in disarray. But there's still work to be done to ensure the Uruk never tamed the Karagats.
The war chief. The beast tamer.
Aye, that unnatural fiend needs to be put down. To draw him out, use the Karagats against his war camp. The more Uruk that die by their shadowy bite, the better.
A short introduction.
I will not let the Uriks exert mastery over these Karagaths. They are too dangerous.
We're running low.
Wrong button. I was hitting E. I need a space bar.
When we march out of Mordor, we'll hunt down the left of the elves and slaughter every last one of them.
I don't have new hunting challenges. Okay. Wonder what happened to my guy. My Karagor, or something. I'm holding left shut. Oh, right click. Okay. No, I wanted. I think I did that before. I was intending to capture that guy. Oh, those are civilians. I was holding that right click, but he decided to swing a sword instead. Achievement unlocked. I had to put him down. Thanks for getting closer. Torvin's journal. The new collectible, I assume.
Been hearing weird sound on the way. Be on guard just in case it's a ranger. If it's worthy game and a respectable trophy you're after, the Caragor roam Mordor in ferocious packs. Quick on their feet and strong to boot. Be wary. Their claws are sharper than steel, and I've seen them crush rock-hard orc skulls like eggs in their jaws. Even wargs and lions give them wide berth. One look at these beasts and you'll know why the pointy ears have named them Bringers of Fear.
I play memory. Let's see if it plays the exact same thing again, or is it a different thing?
This worthy game.
Yep, exact same. Hey, all right, fine. Hey, all right, whatever. Check upgrades then. Oh, good. Fine.
First the Caragors, now the Caragaths. How many ways has Mordor to kill a man?
Far is this thing? Oh. Alright. Matron's rising. Torvin is worried about the balance of nature and is now waging war on the ghoul.
Damn these war chiefs. They've caused so much death and destruction. Scavengers are running amok, just hordes upon hordes of filthy ghouls.
Filthy ghouls? I thought all of Mordor's creatures were majestic in their own way.
Majestic? Ghouls? Now you stop right there, Captain. They are an aberration. Those filthy little mongrels, hiding underground with their beady eyes, gnawing and biting and scratching and...
If I didn't know better, I'd have thought you'd see eye to eye with the little creatures.
Are you comparing me with a ghoul? Oh, I'm glad this plague of ankle biters makes you laugh. Their numbers are growing out of control. They'll overrun all of Nirn.
Well, you do have a point. So how can we curb this disease?
There's only one way. We need to drag their vile queens from their nests and cut them down. A ghoul hive without a matron is like a meal without ale. Useless.
You can now shoot ghoul bait to draw out a swarm of ghouls. This will even bring them out in the day, and sometimes flush a matron out in the open.
Scurrying about with the sun in the sky. Just terrible.
Lame.
There was no matron.
Aye, not this time. Keep rustling their mounds, though. Matrons will come, I promise you.
We can't ride categories. Straight off the upgrade into
I think that's why I killed one last during the original game.
Encourage him.
Slow moving, but nigh unstoppable, these great beasts appear to be distant cousins of the six-tusked Mumakil. Even a great hunter like myself has never brought down one of these beasts as a trophy. But they're not difficult to track. The very earth shakes under their thundering feet. It's wise to keep on your toes when you're around them so you don't end up underneath theirs. I've seen them rampage and crush orc, troll, and man alike into jelly.
I'm surprised Torvin isn't trying to recruit me into hunting one of those mammoths.
And no, I'm not scared of them. Just not really worth my time to kill. At max level, they're not going to drop any items. Not sure I really need to collect any items. I have no runes right now.
right. And even the Great Walker himself will be crushed in the dust under the feet of the Uruk.
Alright, people, you might want to run for it.
I am covered in ghoul filth. I see now why Torvin kept his distance.
You just now noticed this? Even hit the ground and you died.
Good news, Talion. You still haven't matched me for ghouls killed in a single afternoon. Ha!
For once it is I who has come up short.
I'll give you that one, Ranger. But killing this next war chief is going to be a tall order. You see, he rides upon a Graug. You'll have to flood his garrison with ghouls to set our enemies against each other.
If these ghouls were ever to become more organized, all of Nurn would be infested in short order.
Still need to charge up my shadow, apparently. Well, other than my level, it's essentially like a new game. Well, I tried, man.
In my travels, I've amassed a worthy collection of treasure and trophies, heads and hides from all manner of foul beast, and even some lovely trinkets from the Second Age. But the whispered tales of one artifact continue to elude me. The legendary Forge Hammer, used by the elves to craft the Rings of Power themselves. The hammers I've found so far in my hunt have brought me no closer to finding the one I seek. Perhaps the spirit of the elves do not want to see their precious artifact in the hands of a dwarf.
Torvin will never understand how closely this hammer is bound to our fate, and that of all Middle-earth.
Okay, this guy is not having good luck. He hasn't even challenged me yet. There we go.
The beast would kill us both if we are distracted. Perhaps the coward Tark seeks to take advantage.
Actually, I already took advantage. Multiple times. You died to a kick. I hope you're proud of yourself. Hold right mouse button to aim and hold left mouse button to project vomit. To projectile vomit. Press right to grab and eat enemies, press left to vomit. I guess if I was gonna kill any of your bodyguards, it might as well be you. Well, let's kill this dude in the center. I mean, not that I really care. Well, since I've touched the intel anyways. I'm not gonna hunt for more intel though. Since I have all the war chiefs, it doesn't... I'm not really concerned about it.
I've met a mysterious man in my travels, a ranger of Gondor named Talion. Over our fire, I asked after his weapons. Impressive in their craftsmanship. A handsome blade, Orphael, has been at his side since his days stationed at the Black Gate, defending the borders of Gondor. But his dagger, Ahar, carries a sad tale. It too was once a mighty sword, carried by his murdered son, broken the night he died. Talion tells me Ahar means vengeance, and I have a feeling the blade will fulfill the meaning of its name.
I have slain countless orc, but still I seek vengeance.
Blazing steed power. Alright. Have some vomit. Okay, nothing happened. I was holding to right or D so that I could strafe right, but he just couldn't work his way around the tree. Kill everything at least once. From hunter to hunted, the hunters thought they were at the top of the food chain. He showed them just how wrong they were. You guys are really, really unobservant.
Someone sneaking. Get him off his pet! What was all the war? Did I just hear something?
He just like really, really likes to vault over walls for me.
Stay on your...
Were you gonna say stay on your toes, perhaps?
So the Claw killed a few Uruk and didn't get a single injury. I killed a bunch of ghouls and I didn't even get a single bruise.
Among the orcs of Mordor, their greatest are the fighting Uruk-hai. And among them, their vicious captains reign over the tribes and armies with ironclad fists. I've dodged more than one pack of foul Uruk on my hunt to these dire lands, and I've stolen glimpses of the rite of ascension among these foul folk. Only the strongest and most devious lead, slaughtering their own kind until none stand to oppose them. Brutal, savage, dangerous. And they don't smell very sweet either.
No doom keeps this dwarf from the grave. His first death will be his last, and his courage is impressive.
Unwanted aggression. The butcher's extermination parties have been indiscriminately slaughtering beasts in the wilderness. Learn how to bring a new ally to fight against this threat.
Pay attention, Ranger! I think you're right. Ranger! Over here! The Butcher's sending out extermination parties. They're
I was like,
wiping out
fine.
every creature they can find. They're brutal killers, a lot of them.
An ambitious war chief with a well-trained army. Sounds like a challenge. But if you've taught me anything, Master Dwarf, except the hunt can always turn against you.
I'm not entirely sure what's happening in that mind of yours, Captain. But you've baited the hook now. Come on, out with it.
I will bring a Graug to bear against their forces. I will show them Mordor cannot be tamed.
Now that's a plan. Not very military, though, is it? You've been spending a bit too much time with me. But there's one little problem you should know about.
Despite all expectations, your problems are rarely ever little, Torvin.
Yes, well, then this shouldn't surprise you. These troops have already taken down a Graug. Or three. You'll need to lure out a rare, wretched Graug. A disgusting relative who's adapted to the poison from all the ghouls they eat.
Wretched Graug. Isn't that a bit redundant?
I'm not sure what redundant is, but if it means poisonous, then yes, they are extremely redundant.
All right, Master Dwarf. Show me how to lure these creatures out, and I will do them.
Just a few scouts tangling with those ghouls. They should make easy prey. Put up your blades, murderers! Your savagery comes to an end this day!
This isn't our first hunt, Manfreds. We always travel in packs.
Savagery? They're just attacking ghouls. I thought you hated ghouls.
Looks like we may need some help after all. Time to put your plan to work, Captain.
Shoot hanging grog bait to summon a wretched grog. I guess that wasn't 10. Here's a bunch more. Good. They came from the cave with the Wretched Grog. Yeah, let's lure a bunch of them together. Hopefully that'll work. There we go. Let's have a snack now.
The Butcher may have lost his ranging parties, but as long as he remains safe in his stronghold, he'll train more of those killers. Show him the safety he can expect with a wretched Graug at his doorstep.
Even the Uruks fear the monstrosities of Mordor. They must kill the Butcher and keep the Orcs afraid.
Belching monstrosity. The servants of the Dark Lord sent archers to halt his progress through the wilderness. Their attacks will be returned with vile consequences. Intel! Why, hello. I've used up half my time. I have not killed... Well, I guess I have killed half the enemy. Die! Close. I know it's just a bonus objective, it's a matter of pride or principle.
Stay there!
His enemies rallied to muster an army. They were unprepared to face the noxious weapon he rode. They stand no chance. You think they would have given up by now.
Mordor is in no short supply of terrible tales, and few more dreadful than the Black Captains of Sauron. I have never laid eyes on them myself, but their descriptions to me are the stuff of nightmares. A man trapped in perpetual agony in armor that does not grow with him. Another cursed for picking up the mace of Sauron after battle. And the mightiest among them, the Black Hand, is not spoken of in passing in these lands. May my beard grow ever longer ere I cross paths with these villains. I'll stick to hunting fairer game.
Dwarf shied from the Black Captains as well he should. Only the Black Hand remains now, and I will finish him.
Don't stop fighting, Ranger! I heard it rain so much just north of here that a whole bit of Caragor's got drowned. I heard a bunch of men who got so bloated.
Freedom!
Now, I'm not handling this like the most efficient way possible, and just going for all the optional stuff first, and then I'll kill the war chiefs all at once.
You should keep your distance from me. Somebody sneaking around?
Come on, Torvin, stop leaving this stuff everywhere.
Solitary pass between the valley of Udun to the north and the plateau of Golgoroth to the south is guarded by the dread, graven image of Sauron himself, with the great kinds of men held subjugated in chains. The rock and steel of this visage inspires no deference in me for the craftsmanship or stonework. And by my beard, I am thankful this is the closest I'll ever come to seeing the Dark Lord. The shadows grow long this evening. I will write no more.
I'd have liked to see Torvin's face when that statue came tumbling down and Sauron's head crashed to earth.
Did they not hire Celebrimbor for this DLC?
It's already been scarfed up by them other greedy globs.
Felt like the very first page I picked up, Celebrimbor said something, but maybe not. Maybe I just expected it to. Looks like some slaves in here. Any map.
The least they can do is give us some proper tools to deal with.
It's the keen edge what cuts the mountain, they say. But after days of hacking through Uruk heavy plate and Karagor hide, these blades aren't going to sharpen themselves. Our weapons are extensions of ourselves and demand respect. A well-honed blade sharpened with a genuine dwarven whetstone can make the difference between being a hunter or the prey. My brother Torvin once took a swing at a Karagor and his axe landed with a thud instead of a slide. He lived to tell the tale and has been sharpening his blade every night since then.
Be glad you have any tools at all.
There is little more satisfying than a sharp blade removing the head of an orc.
Oh, well, no, them ghouls had me for a second. But only a second. After that, it was my fight to win.
You'd think the sight of a lone peak in the countryside would bring cheer to a dwarf's heart. But alas, that is not so here. Orodruin, the mountain of fire. This volcano stands alone on the plateau of Gorgoroth, but the whole of Mordor seems to dwell in its shadow. It's said Sauron chose this land for his domain because of that mountain. And I hope it suits him. Even dormant, anyone unlucky enough to travel these lands has that hill to thank for choking this acrid air, filling our lungs with ash and our hearts with dread.
Mount Doom. How long before it erupts once more and spreads its darkness over Mordor?
I didn't know if traveling would possibly cut it off since I didn't travel immediately.
Few things in Mordor cause even the Uruks and trolls to quake in fear. And one such beast is the rare horned Graug. Standing nearly 5 dwarves tall, they're nigh unstoppable juggernauts of wanton destruction. Their very skin is tougher than leather, resistant to even the sharpest steel, if you can get close enough to strike a blow. What I wouldn't give for a mithril blade on my next hunt for these dire monstrosities.
You got to sharpen a mithril blade? Wonder.
I wonder what the dwarf is obsessed over, now that his hated ground is slain.
I kind of just look around to see if there's any captains nearby to slaughter. Swift tracking. Help Torvin retrieve his stolen items from the Uruks who ransacked his camp.
Keep up if you can, Captain! We've no time to lose!
You can now enter a slowed time state while riding a Karagrath. While mounted, tap spacebar after landing to get a boost of Karagrath's swiftness. You will appear to move at normal speed while your enemies will react in slow motion.
I know you've got it! Give it back, you thieving jackal!
Well fought, Torvin. But could you spare a moment to explain what this is all about?
We've got a big problem, Talion. A very big problem.
I've never known you to think anything was little, Master Dwarf.
Now is not the time for jokes, Ranger. My camp was ransacked. Pilfering Uruks made off with all my blasting powder. And my brother's axe.
The Uruks have your explosive powder? How did this happen?
Forget about that. Didn't you hear what I said? They took my brother's axe.
We'll get your axe. But I'm more concerned about the Uruks with the explosives. Do you even know how the powder works?
All I know is that if you put a spark to it, exciting things happen. Surely you remember when we first met?
These war chiefs may study it, learn how to make more. We must get it back before that can happen.
Do I have all of the Torvin pages? 10 out of 10. Got all the nature. I wrote through this all and was no longer thinking it's new. Got 40 out of 43 tutorial hits. Saw there was a last chance struggle, but I'm pretty sure I've never had to do that. I do know what it is, though.
Track split up here. You follow them to the north. I'll hunt the bastards to the south. Find them quickly, Ranger, before they can hide their new treasures.
There is no time to spare. I must ride this scum down as fast as I can. No sign of the blasting powder or Torvin's axe. The thieves must have moved that bounty elsewhere.
Not a single one of those orcs knew I was actually there, which was kind of ridiculous.
I need to make haste. These thieves must be stopped at all costs.
Am I seriously not gonna make it? Where is this thing?
Wait!
Oh, I thought there was gonna be a third one.
Good news, Ranger. I found the damned Uruk running off with my brother's axe.
A small victory. There's no trace of the blasting powder anywhere.
Something that valuable, only the smuggler could deliver it to his dark master. It's better blown up and wasted than in their hands. You'll have to track down his couriers and destroy them along with their cargo.
must find and kill the smuggler and his ilk. The blasting powder cannot fall into Sauron's hands.
Yeah, I think that's all the side missions I can do right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the recording, both of them. Okay, real quick. This is Shadowplay microphone, but anyways, I just thought I'd set up real fast. I'm going to exit out of the game real fast, because apparently when I was doing OBS recording, I was recording it as an FLV file, and Vegas doesn't know how to open that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure out real quick how I can get Audacity to do it. I think there is a way, so I just need to figure that out. So give me a minute, I'm going to log out of the game while I do that.